student, this is the fourth lecture of unit 2 biochemistry, and in this lecture we have to discuss about the what is glycogen metabolism, what are the pathway of glycogen synthesis or glycogen breakdown, and what are the glycogen storage disease. So, these are the basic topic which we have to cover in this lecture. Then we will start with the introduction of this glycogen metabolism. What is glycogen and what is the main reason for the glycogen metabolism? So, what is the glycogen? Glycogen is the storage form of glucose. Whenever we will take glucose in a large amount in the body, this glycogen is this glucose is converted into the glycogen in the storage form, and it is stored in the muscles or in the liver in our body. This glycogen is the basically storage form of glucose in animals or in the form of starch in plants. So, this is a generally a storage form of glucose. This glycogen is mostly mostly stored in the liver. Basically, it is of around 6 to 8%, and in muscles it is around 1 to 2%. So, liver basically having the storage form of glycogen here, and when we will in need of glucose, when the concentration of glucose is reduces in our body, then this glycogen is converted into the glucose, and this glucose is used by the cells for the energy production. So, these glycogen is formed in the form of granules in the cytosols, and these granules form is stored in the cytosol or in liver or in muscles. So, where these the enzymes of these glycogen are present in the cytosol and helpful for the glycogen synthesis and their breakdown. So, what is glycogenesis? This glycogen metabolism is basically dependent on the two types. The first in formation of glycogen and the second is breakdown of glycogen. So, glycogenesis is basically the process by which the formation of glycogen occurs due to the excess production of this glucose. When we have taken higher amount of glucose by our diet, these larger concentration of glucose when present in our blood, insulin is the enzyme which is used for the conversion of this glucose to glycogen, so that the amount of blood glucose level is normal. So, when insulin trigger the action of this conversion of glycogenesis. So, this glycogenesis occurs, this is conversion of glucose into the glycogen. So, the location of this glycogenesis is cytosol. In this glycogenesis is there is production of glycogen from the glucose. So, this glycogenesis reaction is basically occurs in the cytosol, and here first, because we all knows that the glycogen is the polysaccharide and glucose is the monosaccharide. So, glucose is converted into the glycogen with the help of this UDP glucose. This UDP glucose is uridine diphosphate glucose. So, the enzyme basically hexokinase, which is used present in the muscles, and glucokinase, which is present in the liver, which is helpful for the conversion of this glucose to glucose 6 phosphate. This glucose to glucose 6 phosphate is mainly is the first step which is converted and basically used for the different branches or formation of different branches of glycogen. So, phosphoglucomutase basically enzyme catalyze this conversion of glucose 6 phosphate to glucose 1 phosphate, and this UDP glucose is basically starting reaction here, and it is helpful for the polymerization of this glucose. Second is requirement of primer to initiate glucogenesis. We have a primer here. The main step is the formation of primer. So, the small amount of glycogen which is already present in the blood, which used here as a primer. So, the small fragment of the pre-existing glycogen used here for as a primer, which is to initiate to glycogen synthesis. So, this primer is helpful when is reacted with the glucose here, glucose 6 phosphate here as a primer. So, that other steps of other form of glucose is attach here and form the polymerized form of this glucose. So, it is recently found that the whenever there is not presence of previously formed glycogen here, so there is presence of glycogenin. This glycogenin is present in the body, and this helpful for the work like as a primer, and it can accept glucose from UDPG यानी यूरिडीन डाइफॉस्फेट ग्लूकोज से ये कन्वर्ट करता है. एंड दिस एंजाइम ग्लाइकोजन बेसिकली glycogen initiator synthase basically helpful to transfer the first molecule of glucose to glycogenin. And then this glycogenin synthesis to glycogen synthase, the first glycogen synthase is basically enzyme which is responsible for the formation of 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Whenever this glucose is again attached with the another form of glucose by the 1 and 4 glycosidic linkage here, and this transfer the glucose from UDP glucose to the non reducing end, so that this glycogen to form a 1,4 linkage, because all the glucose are having the dextro form here, and all the glucose when reacted, when attached with each other in the 1,4 form and 1,6 form, and it form a polysaccharide here. So, there is glycogen synthase helpful for the glycosidic linkages of different glucose here and the form and to form glycogen. So, formation of branches in the glycogen, there are different branches used here for the formation of glycogen. So, glycogen synthase can catalyze the synthesis of this linear unbranched molecule with the 1,4-D 1,4-D glycosidic linkage, so that different glucose molecules and can attach each other and form the branches of this glycogen molecules. So, whenever we all know the structure of the glycogen is looks like a branched trees. So, this glycogen having the branches here, and these are having the branches enzyme, namely the glycosyl D146 transferase. This enzyme is basically helpful for the formation of branching of this glycogen polysaccharide, and this enzyme transfer the small fragment of 5 to 6 glucose residues and non reducing end of this glycogen chain for breaking D14 linkages and 16 linkages, because whenever these different glucose molecules are attached together to form the polysaccharide. This is the general glycogenesis pathway, where whenever glucose is reacted together and this reaction and form the glycogen here. So, the main enzyme used here is the branching enzyme. This branching enzyme is required here for the formation of this polysaccharide from this monosaccharide here. So, this glucose having the two different location here, glucose and liver. Here the enzymes are different. In liver there is hexokinase enzyme, and in muscle in liver there is glucokinase enzyme. They both enzyme are converting glucose to glucose 6 phosphate here. There is phosphorylation reaction occur here, and this glucose is converted into the glucose 6 phosphate, and this glucose 6 phosphate with the help of phosphoglucomutase enzyme, it is converted into the glucose 1 phosphate. This glucose 1 phosphate is when reacted with the UDP glucose pyrophosphatase enzyme, and this is helpful for the formation of UDP glucose here, which is the starting point for the formation of tree like branches in the glycogen structure. So, these are basically responsible for the branching of glycogen with the help of different molecules of glucose. So, this UDP glucose is when reacted with the glycogen synthase enzyme, and so there is linkage L14 alpha D14 glycosidic linkage occurs in this reaction and formation of glycosyl units here. So, different molecules of glucose are attached together in the first or fourth position of the these structure glucose structure and form the branches of these glycogen. So, these branching enzymes are again reacted together to form 1,4 glycosidic linkage, 1,6 glycosidic linkage, and form the polysaccharide of glucose, which is known as glycogen here, and this glycogen is formed with the help of branching enzyme. this branching enzyme helpful for the formation of this glycogen by the help of 1,4 glycoside linkage and 1,6 glycosidic linkage, and these all linkages are of alpha side, and all the glucose are used here, they are of dextro type, because all the natural glucose are having the dextro form. So, these are the basically significance of this glucogenesis. So, what is the significance of this glycogenesis? This glucose and its precursor, when we are taking food in large amount and the concentration of glucose is high in our diet. So, excess amount of glucose when present in our blood. So, the insulin, which are insulin enzyme is produced from the pancreas, and which trigger our brain to produce the glycogen from this glucose, and decreasing the concentration of glucose from the blood and convert it into the glycogen, which is the storage form of glucose. So, whenever this glucose is present, whenever there is amount of glucose is reducing in our blood, or we are in fasting condition, or in such situation where is food is not present, brain also trigger the glucagon enzyme, so that the glycogen is break down from the body in the liver or in muscles, so that this glycogen is converted into the body and converted into the glucose, so that our cells can use this glucose for their energy purpose. This glycogenesis process is basically build a mechanism in our body, so that it can store excess amount of carbohydrate to when we are consume it in the form of glucose, and it converted into the glycogen, and it can be broken down whenever we need it. Whenever we need it, that we are have not enough amount of glucose in our body, then these stored glycogen is converted into the glucose when the body needed here. The second one is glycogenolysis. As the name says, glycogenesis, that is the formation of glycogen from the glucose, and this is also a type of glycogen metabolism. And here glycogenolysis, as its name says, lysis, that there mean the breakdown of glycogen here, and it is a irreversible pathway. In glycogen, in the glycogenesis there are some pathways which are reversible, but in glycogenolysis the pathway is irreversible here. Once glycogen is converted into the glucose, they are not converted again into the glycogen here. So, this is a irreversible pathway. The second one is the degradation of stored glycogen in liver and muscles constitute glycogenolysis. Those amount of glycogen which are present in our liver or in muscles, when our body needs glucose, this stored amount of glycogen which is present in liver or muscles can convert it into the glucose for energy production. And independent set of enzyme which is present in the cytosol are used for the glycogenolysis, and debranching enzyme is the main enzyme which useful for the breakdown of 1,4 glycosidic linkage and 1,6 glycosidic linkage, so that the different tree like structure is converted into the smaller parts of glucose. So, glycogen is degraded by breaking down dextro form, dextro 1,4 and dextro 1,6 glycosidic bond, so that smaller amount of glucose, a smaller monomer unit of glycogen is produced. So, this glycogenolysis is basically due to the action of glycogen phosphorylase enzyme, because here in this due to the help of this glycogen phosphorylase enzyme, D14 glycosidic bonds which are cleaved by which are broken down by the enzyme glycogen phosphorylase, so that to produce glucose 1-phosphate. This reaction is known as phosphorylasis, because there is breakdown of larger molecules of polysaccharide to smaller molecule of monosaccharide. So, for glucose residues remains present in the either side of branching side, because 1,6 glycosidic linkage is present here, we are breakdown into the 1,4 glycosidic bond cleavage here. So, here the glycogen is formed after the breakdown of 1,4 glycosidic linkage is known as limit dextrin here. which cannot be further degraded by the enzyme phosphorylase. It is again degraded by the debranching enzyme. Glycogen phosphorylase basically possesses the molecules of pyridoxal phosphate, which is covalently bound with the enzyme here. In the first step, there is the use of glycogen phosphorylase enzyme, which can break down the 1,4-glycosidic linkage. And in the second step, there is action of debranching enzyme. This debranching enzyme helpful for the again breakdown of 1,6-glycosidic linkage. So, this branching of glycogen is cleaved by this debranching enzyme. The remaining molecule is of glycogen is available for the breakdown of this by debranching enzyme, and the action of phosphorylase enzyme is done by the 1,4-glycosidic linkage. So, this debranching enzyme is repeat the reaction which is stored in the first and second. So, that the monomer unit of the glucose is present in the reaction here. Next, the third step, after the use of the debranching enzyme, there is formation of glucose 6-phosphate. This combined action of glycogen phosphorylase and debranching enzyme produce glucose 1-phosphate and free glucose in the ratio of 8:1. So, these action of the glycogen phosphorylase and debranching enzyme helpful for the breakdown of glycogen to glucose and the formation of glucose 1-phosphate and free glucose in the blood in the ratio of 8:1, and this glucose 1-phosphate is again converted into the glucose 6-phosphate to by the enzyme phosphoglucomutase, and this is the pathway which is used for the formation of glucose from the glycogen. This is the glycogen storage form of glucose, and glycogen phosphorylase, glycogen transferase and amylo 4,1,4-glycosidic enzyme, which is used here for the breakdown of this 1 to 4 glycosidic linkage. So, there is formation of here glucose 1-phosphate, and glucose 1-phosphate is when reacted with the phosphoglucomutase enzyme, and there is formation of glucose 6-phosphate. This glucose 6-phosphate is goes to the muscles here, and muscles use this glucose 6-phosphate for in the glycolysis and then they are used for the formation of glucose here, and by the help of glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme, this glucose 6-phosphate is converted into the glucose here, and this form of glucose, a lowest form of glucose, is present in the liver, and liver used this glucose for the energy purpose here. So, this is the general pathway of the glycogenolysis or breakdown of glycogen into the glucose. What is the difference between the glycogenolysis and glycogenesis? As the name says, glycogenolysis is the breakdown of glycogen to glucose, and glycogenesis is the formation or synthesis of glycogen from glucose, and glycogenolysis is basically stimulated by the fasting meal between exercises, or glucagon enzyme, epinephrine enzyme, which is basically responsible for the formation of glucose from the glycogen, and this glycogenesis is stimulated by the increased blood glucose level, and it is also helpful by the stimulated by the enzyme insulin. And glycogenolysis is inhibited by the enzyme insulin, and glycogenesis is inhibited by the enzyme glucagon, and epinephrine both occurs in liver and muscles. Glycogenolysis and glycogenesis both occurs in liver and muscles, and glycogen phosphorylase is the key enzyme because is helpful for the phosphorylated phosphorylation, so that glycogen is converted into the monomer form of this carbohydrate like glucose, and here glycogen synthase is the key enzyme in glycogenesis, because here glucose is converted into the glycogen for the formation of polysaccharide. What are the glycogen storage disease? There are some glycogen storage disease which occurs due to the metabolic defect with the formation of glycogen or breakdown of glycogen. So, degradation of glycogen or formation of glycogen having some metabolic defect also. So, that is why they are known as glycogen storage disease. So, these disorders are basically characterized by the deposition of normal or abnormal type of glycogen or in one or more tissues. They are basically dependent on the production of glycogen or breakdown of glycogen. So, the first one is von Gerke's disease or type 1 disease. This is very rare disease. This is a type 1 glycogen storage disease. It occurs in 2 lakh persons. So, it is a very rare disease, or it is transmitted by the genetic disorder or autosomal recessive traits. This is basically result due to different biochemical manifestations and fasting hypoglycemia, because there is defect in the enzyme glucose 6 phosphate. So, there is enough free glucose is released from the liver, क्योंकि where is the there is a deficiency in the or defect in the enzyme glucose 6 phosphate, there is fasting hypoglycemia. Free glucose is not released in the liver. So, free glucose is not released from the liver. So, there is condition is going to the fasting hypoglycemia. And the second one is whenever there is glucose is not synthesized from lactate, that is why the concentration of lactate is increased. Concentration of lactate is increased in the blood. The lactate is acidic in nature, and the concentration of lactate is again increasing in the blood, that leads to the blood to the acidic level, that is known as, or the pH of the blood is lower, that is known as lactate acidemia or lactate acidosis. The type 2 is POMS disease. POMS disease is basically affect the heart and the skeletal muscles, which produce the wasting of muscles, या muscle weakness and cardiomegaly. Cardiomegaly basically known as the enlargement of a heart. Whenever the size of liver is size of heart is increased, here muscle is weak and the size of the heart is increased here, and liver function is normal here, and the patient does not have the hypoglycemia. The patient does not show any type of concentration of blood glucose level is reduced. So, liver is normal, concentration of sugar is normal, but the size of heart is increased and muscle weakness occurs. So, these two forms of this type found here. The first one is infertile POMS disease, infantile POMS disease. This is basically present in the first few months of the birth, after birth. So, whenever the baby is in starting first to 4 months of their life with a weakness and respiratory dysfunction present in that particular patient, muscle is not working properly and properly respiration is not properly. And the second is juvenile, and this condition occurs when the baby is patient is in second or third decade of their life with difficulty in walking, because muscle wasting occurs, muscle weakness occurs, heart is high in nature, size of liver heart is increased. So, in this situation the basically patient having the difficulty in walking. Type 3 disease, which is known as Cori disease. This is due to the debranching enzyme, deficiency of glycogen debranching enzyme. That is why there is storage of abnormal form of glycogen, and glycogen is not converted into the glucose here, and that is why this is concentration of limit dextrin increases in the blood. That is why both liver and muscles both are affected here, which is known as type 3, and which is producing hepatomegaly and muscle weakness. Hepatomegaly means increases the size of the liver and muscle weakness here. The fourth one is debranching enzyme deficiency. This is extremely rare disease having the abnormal from the unbranched enzyme glycogen in all tissues. Basically, this patient having the hepatosplenomegaly. The size of liver is increased, the size of spleen is increased, with the liver failure is also occurs. The patient having the severe disease with the heart attack or liver failure before the age of 5. Before the year of 5, the patient having the heart attack or liver failure due to the increased liver size or increased spleen size. These are the 4 different glycogen storage diseases, and we have already discussed the metabolism of glycogen here, glycogen storage disease here. Okay. Now, thank you.